Sunday night
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture.
with Kathy and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. It's Sunday night, so you know how we do. I'm Kathy, along with my brother,
Kenny.
and we talk pop culture on the regular. On used to be Saturday nights, now it's Sunday nights, but it is what it is, and we are here for it. How
Yes,
are
we are
you?
here for it, all of it, every last bit of it. How are you doing this week, Kathy?
I am good. It's Red Solo Cup Day,
It's Red Solo Cup night. Yes, it
because
is.
I need a place for my sweet tea. Anyway,
Okay.
that's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
cousin Lisa, how you doing?
Oh, I got to get comments up because I don't have comments up. I
Well, Lisa's
am
here.
off
So,
my game. Comments,
yes, welcome to
comments,
Kathy and Kenny Explain
comments.
Pop Culture. Kathy and I talk about pop culture and things that happen in pop culture. Today's topic is going to be what if, and it's kind of like a what if the main characters of a movie did something different. Deja, what's going on, baby? How you doing?
What
We gotta get
if?
to the soon have drinks on you. But okay, so
Good evening, Deja. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday
and when
night,
you were in
as we
town the
do.
other
We
week,
we do like we
when you
do.
were in town
What are
the
you
other week,
saying?
Deja wanted to meet you.
I'm sorry.
When you were in town the other week, Deja wanted to meet you, but
Oh,
we never got a
okay.
chance to make that happen.
I know. I don't. I still haven't met Matt and Sophie. I'm still.
I know. So we have to
I
have a
gotta get a
party
whole
next time.
list of people I need to meet when I come on up to South
Yeah,
Jersey. And I was hoping I would connect with my friend India Delgado, but I didn't even get to do that because
mm.
when I'm there, it just gets all caught up. But you know what? The cool thing is, over the summer, I only work a 4-day week. I work Monday through Thursday for 10 hours so that I can have Friday off. So I'm thinking maybe one day, if I can get a decent cheap flight, I might do a Philly weekend and just maybe take off a Monday and make it a long 4-day weekend and
Nice. Yeah, we can have some fun.
chill out. So
We can get in some
we'll
trouble.
see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
let's do it.
Because I got my new
All right.
luggage. I'm set. I'm good. I'm good to go.
I
All
want to
right.
tell you something too. I want to tell you
Okay.
something,
Okay. On
and
on
this
on
is very
air or
important.
off air?
On air, on air. I got this new card.
Okay.
This Popple or whatever. Anyway, I can scan this and give people all my information so they can follow me. I've used this since I got it on Thursday, and this has been so convenient for people to follow me and subscribe to my stuff and everything. I love it. It's so great.
You know what? And we need to talk off air about that too, because if it is something that you use and that we could share with our audience, and if they start using it, we might be able to post an affiliate link or at least a link to hook people up if they want to start
Yes,
using that. If it's
yes.
something
We'll talk about
that's
that.
worth using or trying, so you should give a sister a heads up. That's all I'm saying. That's all
Okay,
I'm
I'm
saying.
sorry. My bad. So let's
All
talk
right,
about
we're
pop culture
starting this
news.
show off like we start every show off. What are we doing today, Kenny? It's the same thing we do every week, Kathy. We start off. I don't know. I'm trying to make a Phineas and Ferb reference, and I just okay. It's not working. All right, we start off.
Okay, so pop culture news, as we all know, O.J. Simpson passed away at the age of 76 due to cancer. We're not going to talk about that other crap. What I'm going to talk about O.J. Simpson
What
is that this
the other?
man.
Oh, that he murdered people. I mean, come on.
Well, no, I don't. Well, okay, let's not even get into that because I think he's innocent anyway.
Oh, you think he's
Um,
innocent? Well, you know what?
yes.
If he didn't actually do it, I think he was there. How do you get blood in
Well,
your
I
suit
don't think he
if you're
did it.
not
I
there?
think. I think. Look, if I'm a black man in the '90s in California and I see two dead white people on my front step, I'm running too. I'm sorry.
But what are you
I
doing?
know what happened to Rodney King at that point. I'm running too.
All right, I'm saying
So what
the
we're gonna talk
the
about is the fact
innocent
that
people don't, lead like police chases like low speed police chases in a white Bronco.
Yeah, okay. But we're not going to talk about that because that's all I saw in the news. And no one really showed clips of him playing football. This man came from a middle to lower class family, hardworking parents, went to college. He won the Heisman Trophy. He is a football Hall of Famer. And he had an illustrious movie career. So let's give him credit for that.
Pinky and the
And
Brain.
let's
Let's
not
go.
talk about the other stuff.
All right. Well,
Um,
moving on.
moving on. Let's talk about X-Men 97, episode 5. Real quick, I know a lot of
Now,
people aren't
and
big
don't
superhero
you know
fans
what?
like
I
me.
know what. Wait a minute, because you put in the notes that you were going to do spoilers, and that's not fair. Because and again, I know the nerds have already watched it, but if anybody else wanted to
I'm
watch
not,
it,
I'm not going to spoil
let's
it. What
not
I'm going to say,
spoil.
okay, I'm not going to spoil it. X-Men 97, I announced when it was coming out. It has been, we're on the 5th episode now. This week we'll have episode number 6. It has been an awesome show. If you're not a nerd, um, if you're not a nerd, and if you're not into like the nerd stuff and superhero stuff, this is still a great TV show for you to watch because it it does have some adult themes to it,
Yeah.
and it does have. I mean, kids will probably watch it for the action part of it, but the dialogue part of it is very like there's no cursing or anything, but the themes of it. But the episode is called "Remember It," and this episode was an episode that after after my son watched it, George called me up and goes, "This is the best I've ever seen on TV." Period.
Wow.
Like
Now this
of
is an
all the
animated
TV
series,
shows,
right?
yeah, of all the TV shows I've ever seen on TV, this is the best I've ever seen for TV,
Wow.
and live action and animation.
Now, just
A
for
buddy of
those of
mine
us who
saw it.
are not as nerd affiliated, and I know because I know Hey Archer, he's watched it, and I saw Rico, who has appeared on our show, also commented on it. Your friend Rico was very moved by it. But where will we watch it? Is it streaming? Is it
It's streaming on Disney Plus. X-Men
Disney
97 is
Plus?
streaming on Disney Plus,
Okay.
and
Because I
it
mean,
is
it's
the
getting
episode
such
five.
a strong reaction from like the Geek Squad. Like I feel like even though I'm not into X-Men, I might have to watch this show just because.
Yeah, you will have to. I'm telling you, if you saw episode 5, this tore at your heartstrings. This tore at.
Now,
I mean, it was
can I
just
watch it
everything.
without watching 1 through 4, or should I watch 1 through 4?
You can watch without watching 1 through 4. You would
Mhm.
get more context if you watch 1 through 4.
Okay.
But number 5 is kind of like it. It was the episode, the end all episodes. Matter of fact, it's one of them things where my buddy of mine watched it too, and he texted me. He's like, "Dude," I said, "I told you," and he's like, "I just can't believe what happened," and it was that deep. So I'm just going to
X-Men
leave it at that.
97 is the episode that launched 1,000 tweets
Oh
or
yes,
a
yes,
thousand
because
texts.
So more news coming up. The Golden Bachelor, and see, I don't like these shows. These shows
I
with
hate reality shows.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
no, I shouldn't say I hate them. I do like the makeover ones. Like
like, I don't like the
I will
shows. I don't
HD
mind the
I will
shows.
HGTV all day long, like
Yeah, see,
nobody's
I don't
business.
mind the shows where they're like Big Brother or something, or they're like in a competition with each other. But
Mhm.
shows that you know try to make love happen in a reality setting, I think it's a low blow towards love itself. You can't find love on TV, man. You can't find love in a reality show. So the Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner and Teresa Mist, um, already got divorced after 3 months of marriage. It's just like that. It's gone. And I think it's because too, also, at the age of the Golden Bachelor, like we're at those ages of the Golden Bachelor. in the 50s and whatnot, and
I thought he
60s.
was in his 70s.
Yeah, well, even though when you're past a certain age, you don't have time for the BS when it comes to love, and
You're
that,
also set in
yeah,
your ways too, because
yeah, yeah. And being
and
on a
it's
reality show is not at that age is not the way to do it. So moving on, because I
agreed,
don't watch any of
agreed.
those bachelorette shows. Romeo and Juliet is doing they're doing a play. The Jamie Lloyd Company is doing Romeo and Juliet at London Dukes of York's Theatre from May the 23rd to August the 3rd. This movie stars Tom Holland as Romeo, and it
It's a
stars.
movie or a play?
It's a play. This
Okay.
play. I'm sorry, it's a play. This
Okay, because
play
you
and it
said this
stars.
movie stars Tom Holland. I'm like,
Okay, yeah, I'm
what?
sorry. I meant play. I meant play. I
Okay.
start off by saying play. I meant play. And it also, as Juliet, it stars Francisco and Wada Rivers,
Mm-hmm.
who is a black woman. And
Oh,
apparently, the production company, Jamie Lloyd, the Jamie Lloyd Company, has been getting a barrage of racist messages and tweets and everything else because they made Romeo and Juliet an interracial couple. This is 2024, and this is happening now. We should also mention that this show is already sold out. For all the performances, is sold out. So for all the racists that are in the room, uh, hey, you're outnumbered because this is sold out. She's also garnered, and Mildred Rivers has also garnered the support from other actors and other people in her community that say, we got your back, we're with you. And as we all know, Tom Holland is down with the Brown anyway, so hey.
that's just okay.
What?
I'm not
What
gonna.
am I lying? What am I lying?
Okay, no, you're not. I actually was watching. What is it called? Oh, the Greatest Showman. And you know me, I always say I hate musicals, but I guess I really love them because I love that musical, and I always stop to watch it. And Zendaya
I
is in,
didn't like the Greatest
and I
Showman.
and you didn't like that musical?
I couldn't get through it, not even in a little bit.
Oh my God, I love the Greatest Showman.
Yeah,
Just
I
the
couldn't get
whole
through it. I couldn't get through it.
message about outsiders and just I
Yeah,
thought it had a lot of positive messages. It's really good. Give it a second chance. And the music is phenomenal. Oh my God. There is a song with her and who's the high school musical kid? Zach
Zac
Efron.
Efron. Yes.
Oh God, Rewrite the Stars. It's got I should buy that soundtrack. That's how good it is. I would buy that soundtrack. You know, one of my favorite YouTube podcast shows is a show called the VHS Club, and I'm always plugging them because it's such a fun watch. I think I have more YouTube shows I actually watch as opposed to regular TV shows. But Thursday night, guess what movie that they reviewed?
What, Fame?
Fame. How'd you know?
Really? Really?
It was my suggestion, so if you could catch that, it was an
I,
awesome
wa- I was I
episode.
was I will try to catch that. Send me a link so I can look that up.
I will send you a link. I will send you a link.
Okay.
And if
And
you are
last,
subscribed to our channel, actually one of the channels that we kind of refer, in addition to Nerd Affiliated, is also the VHS Club. It's a fun show. Most Thursday nights, they will review different movies from like the 80s and 90s and such. So just a
uh,
shout out to them.
last but not least on my list, I believe Lenny Kravitz shared a video or a picture of him working out on one of the social media platforms.
Okay, this must be
And
a
I thought
new
this was
news
great.
item that you added because I don't have it.
It was. I thought you might have seen, but I thought this was rather strange. But because Lenny Kravitz was age is a pretty built man, but he works out in leather pants apparently.
With no shirt.
I guess
Hey,
I don't understand it.
and he's no spring chicken either. He's got to be in
No,
his
he's not.
50s by now.
He's not. Not even a little bit. So we're gonna go on with our list.
Oh, so talk about our topic first. You want to talk about? You know what? No wonder I had the wrong slide in there. I pressed the button.
So what if? So we all seen the different movies, and what if that movie didn't happen because the main character in the beginning did something totally different?
So wait a minute. Let me understand this. So your premise is, what if one aspect of the movie early on had, because here's what I wondered, and I know when you proposed this topic and we were talking about it, and I was like, well, then you wouldn't have a movie, would you? Or would the
Exactly.
movie go down a different road?
No,
So
you wouldn't have a movie.
you're crushing the whole idea of story
Yep.
because you got to have some conflict.
Yep. Hey.
Because if you don't have any conflict, what happens?
Well, nothing happens at all. There wouldn't be any movie.
Okay.
So we're going to start with The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
As we all know, Dorothy hits her head, goes in a tornado, goes to the land of Oz,
Hmm.
and she gets the red shoes. And the good witch, the quote unquote good witch, is what I'm calling right now, sends her on this whole mission to go find Oz and this, that, and the other. Oz sends her on another mission to get the broom of the witch and everything. Everybody's sending on all these missions to do stuff. And then to get down to it, the good witch comes down because Oz is a fake, and the good witch comes down and says, you know, you had the power all along. All you had to do was click your heels 3 times. Now, at that, if I was Dorothy, somebody would have caught a bad one. If I had
You
the
mean
power
you
all along,
wanted
why
her to
didn't you
give
tell
away
me?
the whole plot point at the beginning?
Look, so what if the good witch had told her, the not so good witch, had told Dorothy to click the heels in the beginning?
Right. So she would have gotten home. But what you're failing to remember is, what about the transitions for everyone else? So would the
Who cares about
scarecrow
anyone
have
else? Dorothy just wanted to
gotten
get
his
home.
brain? Would the Tin Man have gotten his heart? Would the lion have gotten his courage? So it's
Who
not always about
cares
the
about
quick
everybody else?
fix. It's about
Who
the
cares about
journey.
everybody else? Dorothy was just trying to get home. Dorothy
And
was trying
and
to get home. Who
okay,
cares?
so yeah, she was trying to get home. But even
She
for
could have got home.
her, if she would have just clicked her heels, got the red shoes, and went straight home, who's to say she's not going to run away the next weekend when something doesn't go her way? She has to learn to appreciate and value what she has at home. It's about the journey.
Moving on to our next one, Amityville Horror. What if the family just left when the house said get out? And this is like from an old Eddie Murphy joke too. Like soon as like most black folks would have like soon as you said get out, soon as the house starts speaking to you, I'd have left. You wouldn't have to tell me much else. Get out. Okay, we can't stay.
Bye.
Yeah,
No,
bye.
that's the old Eddie Murphy joke.
Yeah, bye. But no, it's true though. Like had they left, like if a house talks to you, you leave.
If a
I don't,
house,
this is not rocket science. Next I'm saying John Wick.
John Wick. And you know what? I think I started watching the first one, and I believe they're all on Max now.
Yeah,
So I need to go back and watch the John Wick
yeah,
trilogy. Or no, now there's 4 movies, so it's not even a
yeah,
trilogy.
there's 4 movies. But what if they never messed with John Wick in the beginning and killed his dog?
Ah, what if they never killed his dog? Again, where's your movie?
Yeah. If they didn't kill his dog, they left the man alone. It's just like because towards the middle of the movie, when the one guy, when John Leguizamo's character realized that the guy messed with John Wick and killed his dog, he was like, "Yo, I don't want nothing to do with this. You mess with John Wick? Nah, man, we good. We good. You on your own. You gonna tell your daddy you did that." And then his daddy knocked him out for doing it. So yeah, you know. There's a real
So now,
popular one.
and again, because not to spoil it, but I still have to see. I have to see John Wick and in the subsequent movies. And I'm imagining, does at one point does he get another dog, or is he losing a dog every
I don't want
movie?
to ruin it
Because
for you.
another, if that's the case, the ASPCA is going to have some problems with John Wick. Because I mean, you
I don't
can't.
want to ruin it for you.
I'm just saying. All right,
So
don't.
next we have a very popular one, Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Now, what if Kevin never slept in the attic?
So in other words, they didn't leave him home alone, and he
And they would
actually.
just got robbed. They just would have got robbed. They were apparently, if they could afford to take their whole family to Paris with all them kids, they can afford to get robbed.
Now here's the existential question. I can't even talk now. See, this is what happens doing this late on a Sunday night. I'm supposed to be getting ready for bed. I got to work in the morning. But what um is Home Alone? Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Home Alone is a Christmas movie. I don't like Home Alone, but it is a Christmas movie.
Okay. So if
I'm
he
not.
didn't sleep up in the attic, he would have been with his whole family. But my thing is, how you get on? I don't know. How do you get on a plane? How do you take a trip and leave a child? Like,
Because they had so many kids.
then you just got too many kids.
The question you should have asked is, how do they have so many damn kids?
Well,
That's the question you need to ask.
see, well, I don't know whether you're the person to talk because, you know.
Okay, you know what? Let it go. Let it go. So,
I'm just pointing out a fact. All right. So, again, our topic tonight is what if, where we take a look into some of our favorite movies or most popular movies and try to figure out, hey, what about the opening plot points of this movie could we change and what we have a different movie? Because, see, that's what I wanted to know. I thought you figured out, hey, if, what if, let's say that thing happened, then you'd have to tell me what the movie is going to be about. So if you don't have the, what were they called? The
no, the movie's not
bandits?
going to be
It's
about
some kind of
anything at that point.
bandits.
The movie wouldn't happen. That's the whole thing. If things happen in the beginning differently, there wouldn't be a movie.
See, and that would be unfortunate because some of these movies I think are icons, like pillars of like cinema. Like when you
Yeah,
talk
well,
movies
you
like
know.
Wizard of Oz, and even though I haven't seen it, like a franchise like John Wick is, a part of the lexicon. Oh, Kenny, do you know what was on this weekend? Just about all weekend. Every time I
What?
turned on, I think it was on two different channels, TBS and maybe TNT.
I
Was
wasn't
not.
even home all weekend.
Oh, that's right.
What?
You were gallivanting and running the streets. But it was like every time I looked up, it was Fast and Furious.
Really? Now,
Evidently, there's two movies. One is called Fast and Furious with an ampersand, and one is called Fast and Furious with the word and then there's Fast 9, and then there's Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and then it's out of
Too Fast
control.
and Furious.
But you know what other movie was on, and I don't think you saw it, or at least I don't know whether you have seen it since we've talked about it, which to me was like the original Fast and Furious, Gone in 60 Seconds.
I still haven't seen that yet.
You have got to see, and don't watch it on TV where it's all cut up. You need to watch it on a streaming
I
service.
need to
I don't know
stream it.
if it's on HBO Max or one of those. But Gone in 60 Seconds, like I said, it's the original Fast and Furious. It's fun, and you'll recognize a lot of the characters and actors in it. Everyone from Angelina Jolie to Nick Cage to just a ton of folks. And as you watch it, I think Scott Kahn, James Caan's son, there's a bunch of folks in it. But and Delroy Lindo,
Yeah, right now it's on the Roku channel. It's on Prime for cost. It's on Apple TV, but I would have to pay for it because I don't have Apple TV.
I have Apple TV. I thought I gave you my password,
And
but I keep
yes, you did.
inviting you, but you don't get the invite in your email. So
Yeah, I know, I know. So next we're going to ET.
ET, ET,
Now, what
phone
if this little
home.
alien had not been messing around and walking around like an idiot and got on his ship in the first place? What if he had not missed the ship when it took off? This little dummy is rolling around Earth, knowing he's not supposed to be doing that, and misses his ride. And his friends, his people, left him to die because you know if he stayed there, he would probably die. I
So
saw
he's like
E.T. when it first came out in the theater in the Echelon Mall by myself because no one wanted to see it.
ET, phone home. I don't think I saw this in the theater. I think I saw
I
it.
saw it in the theater. I saw it in
I
the theater.
saw
I
it
remember
once
it
it came
distinctly.
to like
I
cable.
remember distinctly. It was the first movie I ever seen by myself. Mamma Mia! I know you like
But
Mamma Mia.
I like Mamma Mia. Before you start
Yeah.
bashing Mamma Mia,
I'm not bashing Mamma Mia, but what if they started the movie out as soon as all the men showed up and she just went and got a DNA test? That would have
just
settled everything.
just 23 and me that
A
whole
DNA,
thing. Just
Get a DNA test. Call that lady up that does the lawyer thing, that does the fraternity court. Just get a DNA
oh,
test.
paternity court. Yeah, there is a or Maury does he's not on anymore, but he would do it for you. Definitely.
Yeah,
You know.
not the father. He is not the father.
Pierce Brosnan.
I
You
now
are
I'm
the
gonna put it out
father.
there like this. I did not like Mamma Mia.
Oh, come on. It was fun.
Mamma Mia was a stretch for me. I like musicals, not Mamma Mia.
And well, I have to say, because I'm not familiar with the music of ABBA. So, I mean, I know some of the hits, Dancing Queen, oh, but to me, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I had fun. Now, in context, I think I saw it with quite a few teachers because every summer when I worked at West Middle, we would always go see, a film together as a group. And like, I think we saw not Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It was Divine Intervention of the Yaya Sisters. I remember we saw that one summer, but I remember seeing this and I remember enjoying it. So maybe it was the camaraderie of being with coworkers at our
Maybe that.
annual movie
Maybe yeah,
thing,
like the loose was
or
better than us.
maybe it was I thought it was a fun time. Anyway, but before
So
we
next we're going to
continue
Willy
on with
Wonka
the
and the
list, I know you want to go to the next one because you don't
uh
like Mamma Mia for some reason.
No,
Um,
I don't.
even though, although
Are
they
you
could
going to
have
go
treated
with
it like, what was it? Was it Three Men and a Baby? Because didn't you know
yeah.
from the beginning who the dad was? Same thing with like Big Daddy. Like you knew it wasn't. You knew it was John Stewart's son because I saw pieces of that this weekend too. But before we go on, I just want to take a minute to
Why
not
you
show
don't quit?
you, but show me. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. We've been explaining pop culture for 3 years now, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us on our YouTube channel, Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. So if you're here, we thank you. We appreciate you. You're our pop culture kids, and we love you. And we would love it if you tell a friend, share the stream, make your comments, all part of the show that you're tuning in. You can also catch us on Who's Got Next Radio on Tuesdays. Again, it's Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah.
And
All right.
Kathy, you know what
Promos
else
are
you
done.
can catch on Tuesdays on Who Got Next Radio?
I'm sorry.
You know what else you can catch on Tuesday on Who Got Next Radio? The
Oh,
Words
yes,
Out
I do.
podcast on Instagram.
Okay. Tell us about it.
So, well, we every Monday I interview different poets, spoken word artists, and it goes on uh, Who Got Next Radio. We talk to different artists in the area. I'm trying to get artists outside of my area, and we just have a conversation about how they write their poetry and how the world around them affects their poetry. So we're not going to ask the simple questions like, "Oh, well, when did you start writing and how did you start?" We kind of get a little bit more deeper than that. And we're on Instagram Monday nights at 8 o'clock. So you can catch us live Monday nights at 8 o'clock, or you can catch it the following Tuesday on Who Got Next Radio.
All right. That's pretty awesome.
So
Speaking of which, and I know you don't listen to the feed, but this morning, or it's the second Sunday, and for Enon Tabernacle, they always do Youth Sunday, Yes Sunday, Youth Empowerment Sundays, and they had, and you need to go, and I'll send you the link with the time signature because they had a woman doing a young person doing a spoken word piece that was out of this world. It was excellent.
really,
It
really,
was
like I like to hear it.
yes. I think you would love it. And I'm mindful of even some of the people we had speaking last week when we did our national poetry show, and just she brought that energy, she brought that fire, so that was pretty exciting. So that was uh, something I think you would like definitely.
All right, so I'll check that out if you send me the link. Next we have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Willy Wonka, and you're
Let's
talking
not
old
even
school.
talk
You're
about
not
the
talking the
fact that
remakes.
Grandpa Joe is laying in bed with three other people for 20 years and gets a golden ticket and jumps out of bed and now he can dance. Let's not even talk about that. What if Charlie, because his family was obviously poor and living in one room together, six of them, it had to stink because these old people were laying around all day. But what if Charlie had sold his ticket to a rich, spoiled kid and got the money for his family?
Well, then again, where does your story arc go? Because who's going to inherit the chocolate
There's no
factory?
movie. There's no movie. He needed money. He didn't need to go to a chocolate factory. He needed money. They were poor.
Now, is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory a musical?
Yeah, I'll call it a musical.
Because I was just wondering, because I know there are some movies where it's music throughout and it kind of pushes the story along. But then there's some movies that have the music inserted in it. So, like, like like The Greatest Showman, I say is a musical because it could easily be on Broadway as a musical. And I guess Willy Wonka is a musical because between the Oompa Loompas, they are kind of pushing the story along. But then I was thinking about Fame. Now it's known as a musical because all the music and dancing, but do the songs
It's a
really
musical.
push the story along, or
Yeah,
they?
they do kind of, sort of. It's a musical.
It's a
Fame's a musical.
musical. So
Yeah,
now,
Fame's a musical.
is Footloose a musical?
Footloose is a musical.
And Flashdance is a musical.
Last Dance is a musical.
But I don't know. I don't know whether we're defining musicals correctly.
Well, I
Because to
think we
me,
need to do
like
a show about
Gypsy is a
it.
musical, but again, because the songs actually push the story along. But okay,
Well,
I could be wrong.
I think, I think you just came up with a perfect idea for a show in the future.
Okay, all right. Well, there's got to be, you know, what's a musical? Help me define it. I
Yeah,
need help.
let's define the musical. That's a show. Aliens. Now, if everyone on the ship did what Ripley told them to do and stay quarantined, there would be no movie. Everybody would still be alive. But you didn't
That was
listen to her.
no,
And this is what you get.
no, nope. Listen to women. That's all I say. But hey,
Well, let's not get carried away with the idea.
what? I'm just saying, it happens more often than not.
So next we have Gremlins. If this kid just followed the rules, don't get it wet, don't feed it at a certain time. All you
After
gotta do is
midnight.
follow the rules and watch this thing.
Now, is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Because it's set at Christmas. So wait, I don't know. I just can't agree with this philosophy that just because it's set at Christmas time, it's a Christmas movie.
Look,
I
if
don't.
Fast and Furious
Don't
had
even
taken
get me
place, the
started on the
first
whole
one had
Die
taken
Hard
place
thing.
during Christmas time, it would be a Christmas movie. If they were racing with trees on top of the car, it would have been a Christmas movie. If they're racing around Christmas presents, it would have been a Christmas movie. Next, we have The
So wait,
Matrix.
but here's the thing with Gremlins. I don't think it was the kid who didn't follow the rules. It was the Gremlins.
No, it was the kid. He let the gremlins get the food.
But they
He let the gremlin get wet. Like had he been watching the gremlins and making sure that it didn't get wet and it didn't eat, then it would have been fine.
so we'd have no movie, no Gremlins.
No movie, no gremlins. Nope, not at all. Not even a little bit. Don't
Uh,
get it wet. You have one rule: don't get it wet, and you mess that up. Matrix, and we all know this is real simple. If Neo had took the blue pill,
in the movie.
a strange man that you don't know dressed in black comes up to you with these dark sunglasses that he wears on the inside and tells you to take this red pill and you take it? Come on. Do I need to say more?
Well, just as bad. You're going to take the blue pill. You don't know what's in those pills.
Well, had he taken the blue pill, then there wouldn't have been a movie at all.
So he's back into the Matrix. And what if we are actually in the Matrix right now? I mean, just
Well,
what
if we're in the Matrix, judging by my life, the Matrix does not like my ass. The machines are totally against me.
Oh, you're your own Mr. Anderson.
Yes, I am. I
Then you
am.
need to
I
take
am.
the red pill, my friend.
Yeah, hey man, I've been taking a lot of pills lately and it's just not working.
Live.
So, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Live. I tell you, live.
As we all know, Raiders of the Lost Ark, we all know that Indiana Jones is not needed for this movie to proceed. So what if
What you talking
Indiana
about,
Jones is
Willis?
not in the movie at all?
What you talking about, Walker?
Okay, so here it is.
Okay, lay it out for me. Make
If
me understand.
Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and if anybody has seen the Big Bang Theory, there's a whole show about this.
Do you know what episode? We need to look
I
it up.
forget what episode, but I can find out. But in any event, Indiana Jones is not needed because the Nazis were already digging in the area. Eventually, they would have found the Ark.
But
Eventually,
you
they would
don't
have
want the
went and
Nazis to
Indiana
get a
Jones,
hold of it.
huh?
You don't want the Nazis to get a hold of it.
I know, but they would have eventually found the Ark, like they did anyway. They would have eventually took it to where they needed to take it and opened it, like they should not have opened it, and their faces would have like melted off. So that happened anyway. And eventually, as the government does, at, through everything that was Nazi, just like they did with the concentration camps, the government would have found where this stuff was, found the Ark, and put it in a warehouse, just like they did. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones was insignificant to the whole movie anyway. So you really didn't need Indiana Jones in the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So they could have did the whole franchise without him.
Right. There's Bueller's Day Off. Great movie.
Love this movie.
Lots of fun. Bad Parents. Because if I sat there and tried to fake sick the next morning, my parents would have said, "You're not sick. Take your behind to school." And you could tell this was an act this kid was putting on. So what if his parents made him go to school? What if his parents, or better yet,
Hey,
what if his parents never got him a
a
computer for his
computer.
birthday?
Well, he not only had a computer, he also had the sound system because he had himself snoring on it, and
Yeah,
like he had a
yeah.
whole Rube Goldberg set up so that when the door opened, the sheet would move, and it looked like he was sleeping in the
So this,
bed. You got to
yeah,
give it to him for ingenuity
this
and
kid had
creativity.
everything. He was obviously spoiled. His parents let him get away with murder. Boom, there you go. He was able to take the day off and con his parents because I don't know. I know I couldn't have got away with that.
I tried to get away with that. I think I did play hooky once.
I never played. I played hooky. Only time I played hooky, and it was you and Lisa's fault when we were kids. We played
Oh,
hooky.
what? Nope.
I
Nope.
followed you. You guys were
Nope.
older than me. I followed you and Lisa. We
Back
played
that up.
hooky. I
Back
followed
that
you
up.
and Lisa. We played hooky. Other than that, I've never played hooky in my life.
Okay, you know what?
I was a
There's
big.
this thing called free will, so you could have had your own mind. You didn't have to follow behind us. And I am not saying that I did anything wrong, but maybe I did miss a day of school one time back then when I was supposed to be at ILC. But
Well,
hey,
I only missed school that time because I was following you and Lisa. So I'm innocent, and I still got my butt whooped, but I was innocent.
revisionist.
But I did try to throw both of y'all under the bus as I was getting my butt. It was Kathy and Lisa's fault. So,
In any
last
case,
but not least, Kirsten, what is your what about? What is your what about? I need to
what is
know
what?
why you whatting us. Is it the whole Fearless Raiders of the Lost Ark? Is it the Fearless Bueller? Let me know. Inquiring minds
it's
want to know.
it's just that's just an overall what to half the stuff that comes out of your mouth. You got to realize that
Well, Kirsten should be used to it.
people have a saying for you down here in the South. It's called "bless his heart," and you are like a whole big old batch of
Look,
"bless his heart."
I know Kirsten's hung out with me Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday at some point. So
Oh
she's seen
my
me three
God!
days in a
God
row.
bless her for being here. Thank you, Kirsten. That takes a lot of courage because if
I
you
know. I
spent all weekend with Kenny, you've put in your time, basically.
know.
So
Last but
somebody
not
has to bless
least,
your heart because
oh boy, you know what? I am just a drop of sunshine to be around. I
uh,
was
what,
told I was told Thursday night that I somebody came up to me Thursday night and told me that I had such great positive energy,
oh, that's nice.
and, and 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 she just kept hanging out with me, and but then her boyfriend got mad,
Positive
and that
energy
was
of
not
a
my
point.
fault. So last but not least on our list is Star Wars.
Nothing but Star Wars. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Every time I hear
I don't know. I don't know what that's from. What is that from?
it's from a Bill Murray sketch from Saturday Night Live.
Okay, I don't think I
It's
remember that
well, you see,
sketch.
you were too busy this weekend. You probably didn't see Saturday Night Live, but
No, I did not.
I imagine Lauren Michaels was not happy because they did just about every single sketch they did. They broke the third wall and started laughing in the middle of the sketch. I'm like,
I
is
did see
Ryan
it. I did
Gosling
see.
on something? Because that was the one thing Lauren Michaels didn't want for Saturday Night Live because that was like something that they did on Carol Burnett show, so that they were supposed to be staying, true to the characters in the sketch. But there was no point. And my internet is terribly slow, Kirsten. I'm sorry. She is saying that her what was about Indiana Jones and Raiders
Yeah,
of the Last Lost Ark.
Kirsten, if you look at Indiana Jones, you realize Indiana Jones is not significant to this movie at all. The first Indiana Jones, he's not significant at all.
He's the hero. He's the whole
So
point.
last but not least is Star Wars.
All right, Star Wars.
So I have a
Okay,
couple
but
things here.
Star
First
now
of all,
if you're getting rid of Star Wars, at least the first one, then I mean you are literally uh just crumbling 40 years of franchise. I mean,
well, hold on for a minute. I got a
okay.
couple things for you here.
All right.
What if
Give it to
Princess
me.
Leia never made that disc and sent R2D2? She never inserted the disc into R2D2.
Mhm.
It would never be a thing. But once she inserted that disc, there's a scene, and I was talking about this with George, and I put it on there anyway. Before I was talking about with George, there's a scene where that escape pod is coming down, and the soldiers say, "Oh, there's an escape pod," and they go, "Oh, there's no life forms on it. Just let it go. Like, don't waste the blasters on it. Like, they couldn't afford to waste a blaster. You got this big Death Star. All you have to do is shoot something out the sky." So if they had shot it down, then R2D2 and C3PO would have been destroyed, and they wouldn't have got to Luke Skywalker. But here's the thing, too. In the first Star Wars, the prequel, they got Anakin Skywalker off that slave planet. He gets off, and then he starts to go to the dark side when his mother's killed because she's still on a slave planet. Now, with a Padme, when she took Anakin, had also took his mother. He would not have gone to the dark side.
So the death of his mother pushed him to the dark side.
Right.
So if you don't have a Darth Vader, Dark Father.
You more than likely don't have a whole rebellion. Even though Darth Vader was the leader of the rebellion, they probably would have got someone else to be the Darth Vader. It might have had a different response. But in the first Star Wars that we've seen before the prequels,
Mhm.
if that had been shot down, they would have never got Luke Skywalker. And the Republic would have kept going as it was going without the rebels interfering. The Death Star would have never been destroyed because there would have been no Luke Skywalker to destroy the Death Star.
Okay. Well, okay. Kirsten's on board with you on that one, as well as Ferris Bueller, because yeah, that Ferris Bueller. It, I think with Ferris Bueller too. Here's a what if. What if Ferris Bueller was black? So instead of Ferris Bueller, it was Ferris Buford, and he said he's sick, and you got black Paris. I don't care. I gotta go to work. You gotta go to school. You better get
Wait,
your butt
Kirsten
up
does
that
not
out of that
agree.
bed. Are you bleeding? Are you dying?
Are you dying? You go to school then.
You
Kirsten
going to
does
school?
not agree. She don't agree with
Oh,
that.
she doesn't agree.
But here's what I'm saying though. Some of these stories had the people like Amityville Horror. Had it been a black family, it would have been no movie. They left. Willy Wonka had it been a black kid, he'd have sold that ticket.
Oh, come on. But again, you sell the ticket. It's short sighted. You're just gonna have that little bit of money. He winds up getting the whole Willy Wonka fortune. So now it's money and wealth for his family for, generations now. Generational wealth. See, that's something we don't talk about that we need to know about. But I'm just saying, it'd be a little short sighted.
I don't know. Had Dorothy been black, would she have kept those red shoes on? Or would she say, I want this old lady's shoes?
I ain't wearing other people's shoes. That's nasty. That ain't
Yes,
sanitary.
nasty. Now,
Oh man.
had
Well,
John Wick been
evidently
black,
she does because The Wiz was the reimagining of
yeah.
The Wizard of Oz with an
Now,
all
had
black
John Wick been
cast.
black, I think the same thing would have happened.
If John Wick, oh yeah, and they killed his dog,
They killed his dog, yeah, everybody
all heck
died.
would have broke loose,
Yeah, yeah,
and yeah.
yeah. Home
Okay.
Alone, Home Alone would not have happened if the family been black because if Kevin did what Kevin did, he wouldn't have had to sleep in the attic. They would have whooped his ass, put him to bed, and got him up the next morning.
In the movie.
Time out. There's no time out here.
Okay, what about Mamma Mia? What if they had been
Mamma
black?
Mia. Oh, Mamma Mia. Number one of Mamma Mia.
Although I think instead of Greece, we might have had that wedding in South America, but okay.
Yeah, we probably would have had the wedding in South America, and we would have known who the baby daddy was because, you know, no, no.
We would have went on a walk.
Somebody at this point would have been paying child support, and she would have known who the daddy was in order to get the child support. I'm sorry.
Not the daddy, not the daddy. Oh no, that was not the mommy, not the mommy. Anyway, now that's an old school reference. I don't know if you remember dinosaurs, but anyway, that's taking it back. Let's see. How about the Matrix? If Neo was black, how would that have worked?
Um, I don't know if Neo would have taken like a pill off some strange dude. Like, yeah, man, take this pill. Huh? There was also an honorable mention I want to do for Back to the Future.
Ah, Back
What
to
if
the Future.
Marty?
Mick
What if
50.
Marty never met the professor
Doc
at
Brown.
night, Professor Brown at night at the mall?
So what if he had overslept and just
No, what if he said, dude, it's a school night. You got like some dangerous material here. I don't want to be involved with it. Why are you hanging around a kid? You pedophile. I'm good.
he didn't know it was plutonium. Like he didn't know it was dangerous material at the time. He was
Yeah,
just
well,
going there to
still, if
document.
Marty never went,
Hmm.
there would be no Back to the Future. And the breaking news would have been Professor dies in mall with this dangerous plutonium chemicals. And we don't know who did it because the people who killed him got away.
In the movie.
End of movie.
This
Man
is a
dies
this is
with
a very
dog licking
depressing
his face.
topic, Kenny. I don't know how you picked this, but
Man dies with dog licking his face next to a sports car.
next to a DeLorean.
Yeah, next to DeLorean.
It
There you go.
happens.
That's the whole thing right there.
Well, that's the whole
Movie's
thing
over.
right here for our show. It's Kathy and Kenny explain pop culture. Kenny, what are we going to be explaining next week?
Next week, riding on the back of Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album, we're going to be talking about Black
Which I have
Western.
heard a few tracks from it. I actually
Yeah.
do like the Molly Cyrus one, the duet.
Yes, the Miley Cyrus one is really good. I like that one. I
Hmm.
hate to say it because I'm not a big Miley Cyrus fan, but I do like that one. And
Her voice, I do.
on the backs of that, we're going to be
Put my
talking about
hands
some
up, put
Black
my hands up.
cowboy movies.
Okay. So, black cowboy movies, all two of them, we're going to talk about next
No,
week.
there's more than two. There's a lot more than two.
I know. Send me the list early so I can try to. I mean, I have a
I
busy,
will have a
busy
list
week.
to you tomorrow night.
I have a couple of like 12-hour days this week. So,
I will have a list to you tomorrow night.
oh, wow. Because I'd like
Yes.
to see a couple of them. I mean, I know the penultimate movie has got to be Buck and the Preacher, um,
Yeah.
but
Buck of the Preacher, Posse,
oh,
Harder They Fall,
Posse, huh?
Harder They Fall, Buck of the Preacher, Posse, just to start the list off.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got half the list in your mind.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
now
Already. Yeah.
it's
A
like
few. There's a few more too.
what do we call
There's a
this?
few more
Black
too.
Cowboys?
So, huh?
We're calling this Black Cowboys?
Black Cowboys. Black Cowboy movies.
Okay. Any cowgirls? Just saying. Just following
Anyway,
women.
I know there's no cowgirl movies with black cowgirls. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. I'm gonna tell you that. I'll look for it.
Okay. You scan
But
the interwebs and
that being said, thank you for checking us out on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture Kids, and we will be back next week to talk more. Thank you so much for coming through.
thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. We
Leave a
are
comment, tell a friend, and come back and join us next week.
all right. So until next time, we wish you peace, love, and pop culture.
God bless your soul
Bye.
and keep living.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.